Okay, Shalom. I'd like to start out by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachah Kodash. Welcome to another lesson. This one is Surinamese youths cause nuisance in Doministrat. If I'm pronouncing that correctly, this is August 3rd, 2018. This was published yesterday. Today is August 4th, 2018, year of prophecy. Pretty much, these brothers are, they're in Suriname, which they're part of Great Millstone, and they made the headlines down there. And pretty much what these devils are doing is they're only taking pieces and bits of stuff that brothers teach, and using that, to try to, like, same thing they did to the brothers out there in San Francisco. They just take like little clips here and there and put it all together. And, the majority of Jake out there, they're so emotional that they won't take the time to go and see what's going on. They'll just hear it a little bit, oh, you bitch, or you this, or you that. And then all of a sudden, they're the worst thing since Hitler, But I'm going to read a little bit of this article. And there was a particular scripture that came to mind once I read, further down. But there's a couple of points in here I wanted to get to, Lord's will. It said the Surinamese boy who previously aggressively insulted an older man in the Doministrat has again been discredited. They call him a boy. He's not a boy. This is a grown. These are men. These are young men. In a new video that has surfaced, he and his accomplices offend two long-running women at the same location. The boy preaches with his companions the message of the American originating religious movement, the Black Hebrew Israelites, African Hebrews, and Doministrat in the center of Paramaribo. And they keep, no matter how many times you say we're not black, they keep putting that out there. African Hebrews, and no such thing as African Hebrews. They're just Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. I said it in Spanish, Indios. In the video, you can see how the group of boys these are not boys, these are young men. Group of boys are talking to each other. If two women then walk by, they are verbally attacked and insulted by several people from the company. And I will say this, when brothers out there teaching, just generalize everything, make everything general statements, because these devils are trying to look for anything to discredit or to stop this word. But when they go to stop the word, guess what? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to step in. So I just want to jump down. You brothers can read the rest of this. Lord's will, I'll post the link in the description box. I want to go to reactions, because there's a couple of points here outside of this African nonsense that I want to address. It says reactions. On Facebook, the video is reacted with a lot of horror and anger. Many find that the group of boys seriously disrupt public order, terrorize the streets, and that the authorities must soon act. All right, and this is what brought up about this. Isaiah 13:2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, and shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. And who are the nobles? That is the ones that are in charge of keeping so-called law and order. Governors, senators, whatever type of nobles they have in those particular regions. You have some places, you have magistrates, you have judges, you have presidents, vice presidents, governors, mayors, and so on and so forth. So it's from the Hebrew word H5081, nadayab, okay? Inclined, willing, noble, generous, incited, inclined, willing, noble, princely in rank, noble in mind and character. So the ranks of the noble and princely, because this is the gates of the nobles. Because the gate was what? The gate was, and the cities in the ancient world had gates. The gates today would be where these leaders congregate to officiate the business of the people, which they're not officiating the business of the people. They're officiating the business of the international bankers with the guise of officiating the business of the people. All right. So that's where the gates were, because in the ancient world, when you would come to the gates of the city, you would have the elders there, and they would be speaking about the laws, statutes, commandments, judging certain situations at the gates. So these gates represent the ones that are in charge in high-ranking positions of this society that are supposed to be watching and making sure everything is safe, which that's a joke. But notice they keep using that word terrorize. You know, they use that in movies. They use that in the first the movie that just came out, the Mission Impossible movie, Fallout, which Apostle Elder Tahar went into it and mentioned it. I actually seen the movie, and it's crazy because when I saw that and I saw about the apostles and what they were calling them, and they pretty much called them like a terrorist group, I immediately wanted to do something on it, but then it just left my mind just like that because the Spirit wanted Apostle Tahar to go into it, you know, and I watched the movie, and that's pretty much what it is. You know, they're trying to equate that term apostle, which is a scriptural term, with terrorism. You know, to where when have you ever heard any so-called terrorist group out there call himself by any biblical name, really? You know, but they're trying to equate that term apostle with terrorism. You know, just like when you go into like situations where they had standoffs here in the United States with like David Koresh and other standoffs, they try to bring the Bible in there and try to paint the people as terrorists, you know, because they want the people, they want to do away with the Bible, and they want the people to look at the Bible as a terroristic book, just like they look at the Quran or any other book that they demonize. Okay, which the Quran is garbage anyway, but just to make a point. You know, they're trying to do the same thing with the Bible. So that's just one thing that stood out to me. Terrorize the streets, that the authorities must soon act. So we read here, let's read that again. It says, lift you up a banner upon a high mountain. What's the banner? The Bible. It says upon the high mountain. What is this high mountain? The high government. What is that high government? America. Because when you read the first verse, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Now this wasn't ancient Babylon. This is modern day Babylon. You know, modern day Babylon, which is America, or Babylon the Great, which is America. Because as you read on down, it explains how this place is going to be destroyed. You know, and ancient Babylon did not go out by fire. It was not hit with nuclear missiles. They didn't have nuclear missiles back then. It wasn't a fire. It wasn't a great big war that happened for them to be taken down. They were taken down by Darius the Mede that very night, and there was no war, nothing like that. You know, the Lord just gave the Babylonian Empire over into the hands of Darius the Mede, which was the first of the rulers among the Medes to rule. And then you had Cyrus, which was a Persian, and their empire became greater. So it says, lift you up a banner upon the high mountain. In other words, pull out the Bible and go out there and speak and push his word out there, you know, in this great government. Psalm 60:4, thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of the truth. Selah. So the banner is the scriptures, the truth. All right. So it says, exalt the voice unto them, and that's what we do on the streets, and that's what these brothers were doing, exalting the voice unto them. You know, it says, shake the hand, and when you're shaking your hand, you're telling somebody off. It says that they may go into the gates of the nobles, so that they may go and inquire of these authorities to do something about what's going on these streets. And that's what's going to cause the Most High to make the next move once Esau makes his move. You know, because, you know, remember it says that there's going to be a persecution against those that fear the Lord. You know, and the Lord said when the enemy comes in as a flood, the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. You know, and that's what we're waiting for. So Esau got to make his moves, but there's other moves they got to make first, which is the fully implementing that microchip and making people take it. You know, which that's very close. And then you have World War III, you know, which is Armageddon. You know, in the scriptures, you know, the Valley of Jehoshaphat. You know, so, you know, they're going to, the closer we get, the more they're going to try to demonize the truth, you know, and they're going to try to to stop this word from going out, because it's going against their New World Order agenda. But it's not going to work. So with that, I hope you brothers have been edified. To the next time I say shalom. And keep your eyes open, and watch, because these devils are very devious. Oh, one more. Forgot. Psalm 60 and 4. I'm sorry. Psalm 62 and 4. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. That's why they keep calling us black, African, Hebrew Israelites. They keep calling us terrorists and all kind of other words like that, to try to put shame on the name of Israel. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Selah.